Hello, hello, hello. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sydney and I'm a spiritual mentor. I like to focus on all things emotional wellness, energy, connecting to the universe, and connecting to your soul, your spirit. Today in particular, I want to talk about living in survival mode versus living in that space where you truly feel like you're thriving. So if you are somebody who feels like you're often just simply surviving every single day, then this is for you. If you are somebody who wants to feel like they are thriving, who wants to feel like they have the energy to go for it and feel that sense of joy and peace, then this is for you, because I'm going to be sharing 3 tips to shift from surviving to thriving. And these tips are not just something that I've pulled from the universe and I'm offering you information. These tips come from personal experience. I definitely am somebody who was living in that survival space, especially when I first started my business as a spiritual mentor. I was going through a lot of deep emotional healing. I was releasing a lot of emotional pains, thought patterns that were unsupportive. And so I felt like I was very much in this survival mode, just getting through every single day. And I didn't really have the energy to expand my business and to show up for my clients and myself in the way that I wanted to. And so through the tips that I'm going to offer you today, that is how I was truly able to shift into that space of thriving. And for well over a year now, I have felt like I'm in this space where I am thriving. I am loving life. I know how to show up for myself. I know how to show up for my community, and I'm truly enjoying the process. And the best thing yet is that I've taken these tips, I've taken these practices and these strategies, and I've applied them to my client work. And so I've seen the clients that I've been working with for over a year now have truly been able to shift in their life from survival mode into thriving. So before I jump into the tips, I just want to kind of explain the problem a little bit more for you. So you might be somebody that has dreams and desires for your life. You have this vision of what you want to experience. And maybe you don't have a vision per se, but you have this idea and this hope and this dream and this desire of what you would potentially like to experience. But the problem is that you only have the energy to just get through the day. Like those desires, those dreams, they are far off in the distance, far off in the future, and you really don't know how you will get there because you're just getting through the day. Something that you experience on a daily basis can be stress, exhaustion, worry, and even those big emotional swings where maybe you have a high, but then you go deep into this low. And that's kind of your regular experience, just getting through the day. Now, where you want to be, that space where you are thriving, that space where you are living it up. It's not necessarily that your dream life is focused on having all the things. I mean, if you're coming into my energy, I think we're pretty similar, where we're very simple people. Yes, we desire maybe some material things, but we kind of have this understanding that life's not about the material things. So if you're with me, you're with me. And if you're not, if you want the material things, that's totally okay too. But really that space of thriving and where your dreams and desires are focused is that you want to feel peace. You want to feel that serenity, that joy, and really you want your life experience to be that sense of freedom to fully enjoy life. That is where you are thriving. You are thriving because peace, joy, serenity, and freedom are part of your everyday experience. So if that's something that's calling for you, then stick with me here. Now, in that space of thriving, there's a couple different ways that maybe you're feeling pulled depending on where you're at in your life journey. So maybe you want to thrive so you can go all in with your passion. Kind of like me in my experience. I wanted to thrive because I have a purpose in this world. I have this light and this love and this way that I can support other people and guide other people, and I want to show up. I want to have the energy to guide you and to support you. So for me, to live a thriving life is so I can go all in on my passions. So that might resonate with you. Maybe you want to fully enjoy life's blessings. Maybe you feel like the big and the small blessings are passing you by and you're not able to fully enjoy them. So that could be what thriving means to you. Or maybe you just want to have the energy to feel like you're thriving. Like that is it. You're just like, I just want that energy to feel like I'm thriving and I am just living it up. So again, let's dig in to the 3 tips that I have for you today. So the very first tip is knowing the difference between fear and peace. This is really, 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 really important because that surviving to thriving is really based off your energy. And your energy consists of your emotions, your thoughts, your actions, your belief systems, right? So understanding when fear comes forward, you really lower the vibration of your energy, not you, but the fear that is within your body is what lowers the vibration of your energy. And you end up acting from an energy of stress, anxiousness, and even that forceful space. So no wonder you're in that survival space because fear probably keeps coming up and maybe you don't even realize that that's what's happening. And that's okay. Right? You're here today because you want to learn how to shift into into thriving. So now you can start to better understand when that fear comes up. As I said, fear can come up because an emotional pain that we've experienced from our past that has created a fear within us. Fear can come up from a generational conditioned belief that we've been brought up to carry that's not actually aligned with a life of thriving. Fear can come up because we've been triggered by the moon cycle or the planets or our environment in general. Maybe we've been triggered by the people around us. Fear can come up just based on our thoughts. We start worrying about something and all of a sudden those worried thoughts trigger the fear-based energy. Fear really is about coming from a state of believing that you're unsafe. Not believing logically, but in an unconscious state, your body is saying, we're not safe, we're not safe. And so you're in that fear mode, which is a lower vibration. And that's what triggers the stress, the anxiousness, forcefulness, the more worry, more doubt, and it really depletes your energy, which leaves you left in survival mode. So knowing what fear feels like and knowing what peace feels like is really important because in order to shift from surviving to thriving, you have the gift to be able to shift your energy from fear into peace. So when you more easily recognize when that fear energy has come forward, you can guide yourself into a peaceful state. Now, peace makes you feel calm. And when you feel calm, you are able to act from a place of purpose, light, and love. Such a high vibration energy. And when you're in a high vibration energy, you kind of magnetize your energy. You attract more high vibrational experiences. You feel light, you feel excited, you feel peace. And that's what allows you to live a life where you are thriving. Now, for myself, I'm always looking at where fear comes from and how I can remind myself to live with peace because I'm still human. So fear is something that is still triggered not necessarily on a daily basis, but I can move through different phases of my life where fear does come forward. But the difference between when I was in that survival space versus being in this thriving space is I recognize a lot quicker when fear has come forward. I know where it's coming from. Usually I can even pinpoint the trigger before it even happens because I fully understand my fear. I fully understand the fear that is within me, and I know that I am safe. There's actually nothing to be afraid of. So for me, fear really comes from the feeling that I have to do everything on my own. A lot of us have a fear of being out of control. And so when that fear comes forward, it's like, I have to do everything myself. And that's exhausting, very, very exhausting. Whereas peace comes from remembering that the universe has my back. When I can shift from that fear of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to figure this out? How am I going to have the energy to do this? And I take a few deep breaths and I say, ooh, I'm in fear. I'm very much in fear right now. I can feel that energy come forward. I have to remember that the universe has my back. I have to remember that I'm not alone. I have to remember that I can ask for help, not just ask for help from other humans, but I really tap into my divine team and my angels, and I ask the universe to kind of line up solutions for me or to bring me clarity. Now that's going much deeper into spiritual connection. Today, I really just want to focus on emotional wellness. So that is your number one tip, knowing the difference between the feeling of fear and the feeling of peace. Because fear is what holds you in survival and peace is what allows you to thrive. So when you know the difference between how it feels in your body, you can more easily guide yourself, shift your energy into that peaceful state. Something that I teach all of my clients in my one-to-one mentoring offer is different practices and strategies exactly on how to shift your energy from fear to peace, okay? The next tip that I have for you is something that actually can kind of help you shift from fear to peace. This is prioritizing joyful moments over stressful tasks. This is so important. The reason why this is so important is because as humans, we become afraid when we feel out of control, and we've been conditioned by society in whatever that looks like. Maybe just society as a whole, maybe your parents conditioned you, maybe your parents had this conditioning belief and it was passed on to you. But basically, we've been conditioned to focus on all these tasks that don't really matter. We've been led to believe that they do matter and we have to get them done. But when a task stresses you out and you fill your day with all these tasks that stress you out or all these tasks that you don't really want to do, you are literally holding yourself in a state of surviving. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Why? Why do you keep placing your joy on some future moment, right? Why can you not experience joy right now? Why can you not do the things that are joyful for you right now? So a reminder for you is that the more that you continue to prioritize a to-do list of stressful tasks or tasks that you don't enjoy, that is you perpetuating the cycle of fear and survival mode. So the more that you kind of focus on, I got to do this task, I got to do this task, I got to finish it, you are stressing yourself out. And that I got to finish it is coming from fear of feeling like you're not safe, feeling like the only moment that you can thrive is after the to-do list is done. Right? So you're holding yourself in that low vibrational energy, which is sucking your energy dry, and you're forcing yourself to do all these things that don't uplift you and they don't make you feel good. So the life that you dream of living is when you're actually paying attention to how you feel and you're prioritizing the moments that make you feel joy. That is when you are living a life where you thrive. You pay attention, you recognize where your energy levels are at, and you say, oh, my energy's here today. I'm gonna go for a walk because I love walking and it's gonna uplift me. And that walking and uplifting feeling is going to give me the energy to tackle a couple of things off my to-do list, right? It's all about how you are prioritizing your day. If you are prioritizing your day with that list of tasks that doesn't feel good, you are holding yourself in that state of survival. If you are reprioritizing how you are spending your day and you're allowing yourself to do more of the joyful things and create more of the joyful moments, you are raising up your vibration, which allows you to feel more peace, more joy, and more light. Then you have the energy to go and tackle some of those other tasks, right? So it's really about your energy. If you stay in that fear state and you take action, you hold yourself in that fear state. If you guide yourself into peace and light and joy, and you're uplifting yourself, that is how you kind of raise your vibration and you have more energy to simply thrive. So that is tip number 2, prioritizing joyful moments over stressful tasks. Tip number 3 for you. This one is huge, and I think not enough of us are willing to do this. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to your thoughts, okay? Not believe your thoughts to be true, but listen to them. Your belief system can be changed. I had a client that I worked with one time that she's been terrified of the dentist her entire life, terrified of the dentist. So much so that it caused her so much anxiety, and she'd always switch her dentist appointments. She'd always cancel them and reschedule them. She would sit in the dentist chair the moment she got there, and immediately she would start crying. Her fear was real. Her fear was real. And through working with her, I was able to help her to shift her perspective, to see that her fear came from an emotional wound that was never properly healed. And the emotional wound of her being a child, where going to the dentist actually was painful. Going to the dentist actually was scary when she was a child. And so that emotional experience embedded into her belief system, and it made her fear very real. Nowadays, going to the dentist, it doesn't need to be scary, and it doesn't need to be painful, right? With the evolution of the tools that they use and the way that they work on you, and there's so many different dentists, you can decide which dentist resonates with you the most. So through working with her, we were able to shift her belief system, and now she has so much peace and calmness around going to the dentist. She doesn't reschedule, she doesn't shift. She even talks to the dentist hygienist, I think that's what they're called. And she talks to them about how she used to be so afraid and now how she's so peaceful and she's so calm, and how much she's been able to shift her belief system. So you can shift your belief system, but the only way that you can do that is if you actually start to listen to your thoughts. Your fear is very much that feeling that you're unsafe, and often it comes from an emotional wound that needs to be healed, or it can even come from a thought pattern that needs to be healed. And so the reason why you stay in survival mode is because your thoughts are spinning through your mind, making you believe that you're not worthy of thriving. Right? Maybe there's other thoughts that are spinning, and it's not necessarily saying you're not worthy of thriving. Maybe it's saying the dentist is terrifying. The dentist is terrifying. Maybe your thoughts are saying, I haven't done enough work. I'm never going to do enough work. I am not enough. right? There's so many different thoughts that can kind of spin through your mind and make you believe that you're not worthy of thriving. And I'm telling you this from experience. I listen to my thoughts. I know what my mind tries to tell me. And for so long, we've identified with our mind. We believe that our thoughts are telling us something truthful, but often they're not, because sometimes those thoughts are coming from an unconscious belief system that is not supportive. Sometimes those thoughts are coming from a past emotional pain that needs to be healed. So the reason why you're staying in that survival state is because your thoughts are spinning and they are actually keeping you in that survival state. So the more that you listen to your thoughts with an objective view, the easier it becomes to see where you need to heal and shift your belief system, right? The more that you're able to see, oh, these thoughts are telling me this. Now I can see where maybe healing needs to occur, and I can guide myself into that space of thriving. One of the best ways to kind of process your thoughts and kind of look at them from an objective view is through meditation and through journaling. And those are a couple of things that I actually lead my clients through in my membership space. I think a lot of the times, and a lot of clients that I've worked with actually don't know how to journal and don't know like how journaling can be beneficial. And so I actually guide my clients through journal prompts right there on the call. I ask them a question and I get them to journal through it, and the breakthroughs and the clarity that happens in that journaling sequence allows them to shift out of survival, out of that fear-based mindset, into that space of thriving and into that purpose-driven mindset, that joyful mindset. So the 3 tips that I shared with you today is knowing the difference between how fear feels and how peace feels. That's huge, because if you don't know how fear feels in your body or how peace feels in your body, it's going to be really hard for you to shift yourself into that space where you thrive. Next, prioritizing joyful moments over stressful tasks. Your future is not going to be amazing if you're not supporting yourself in this present moment, right? So rather than fill your day with all these stressful tasks, because no matter how much you work on all these things, if you're coming from an anxious energy, a forceful energy, a stressed out energy, then all of those tasks will never lead you to a life where you thrive. You need to pay attention to the energy in your body, the way that you feel, in order to create that life where you are thriving right now. And trust me, you can create a life where you are thriving right now. And it doesn't need to require a lot of change. The third and final tip that I had for you was listening to your thoughts. You do have the power to change your belief system. It's up to you to start paying attention objectively to what's going on in your mind. Because the more you pay attention to what those thoughts are, the easier it becomes for you to shift those thoughts and for you to bring in new thoughts that are supportive and uplifting. Now, why am I telling you all of this? I kind of explained at the beginning what the problem was and the solution that you're hoping for. But the real reason why I want to help you and why I'm offering this advice is because you did not come here to only survive. Your life is not meant for you just to survive each day and get through. You actually came here as a spirit to live out this human life, to build a beautiful, divine life filled with your passions, filled with joy, filled with peace, filled with love. That's why you're here. You were here to love life. You came here as an empath, because I know you are. If you are watching this video, you are an empath. And your gift is to be able to bring more light and love and compassion into the world around you. And that has to do with your energy. The light, love, and compassion that you bring to the world is your energy. And if you are just surviving the day and feeling exhausted, you do not have the energy to share with the world. When you are thriving and you are feeling peaceful and joyful and passionate and that sense of freedom, you are creating the most beautiful energy to bring to the world. And we need it. There is so much fear, there is so much pain, there is so much hatred and divisiveness in the world around us. We need you. We need you as an empath with the light and love that you bring. Because the more that you thrive and the more that you uplift yourself, you create a ripple effect. So the moment that you shift your energy and you start to feel as if you are thriving, you become a magnet for more blessings, opportunities, and desires. Maybe your desire is to make good in the world, to create change. Maybe your desire is to bring love to your community. When you shift your energy into that state of thriving, you magnetize the opportunities to offer more love into your community. I really hope that this connects with you and resonates with you. I know that these three tips are going to change your life. They really, really are, okay? Now, if you are wanting to work directly with me, if you're saying, wow, these tips are amazing and I really want to dive into them, but you don't know where to start, you don't know how to do it, or really just that idea of walking the path on your own seems really challenging, and you want somebody to walk beside you. You want that constant support and guidance every single step of the way so you can shift from surviving to thriving, then let's work together. That is what I'm here for. I am here to help guide you to shift your emotions and your energy from exhaustion, overwhelm, stress, and pressure into that peaceful state where you are thriving, you feel empowered, you feel like you are truly living the life that you came here to live. So I've got all the links in either the description or just down below this video. And you can check it out if you want to work with me. I have a one-to-one mentoring space that is like a deep dive. It is an investment. We are going 6 months into working together. I also have my membership space. That is a great space to kind of dip your toes in, to start seeing if we're meant to work together. If you resonate with my energy, if you want to kind of start showing up for yourself more, learning more about your energy, learning more about your spiritual connection, using meditation as a way to uplift your energy and kind of shift from fear into thriving, surviving into thriving, then my membership link is below as well. And I have a group offer that is coming soon. It's going to be opening up soon. And it's much more into a deep dive about spirituality and connecting with your soul. But if you're here for the emotional wellness and really to kind of hone in your emotional wellness and start thriving with peace as the main experience in your life, then my one-to-one space and my membership space is exactly what you are looking for. I cannot wait to connect with you again. You are here to thrive. You are here to thrive. And I'm so excited to watch you thrive. Bye, friend.